Hello, thank you for tuning into this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel of James 13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are also listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below. Thank you very much for watching, and let's get into your selection. Hello, Gemini! Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Gemini? Yeah, okay. What's going on? Okay. So we got a couple cards here. Something is going on. New beginning. There's overlap. Ending, heralding in a new beginning. I do feel like there's an overlap here. Whatever the situation is, something is ending, but something new is, if it hasn't started, it's probably going to start within the next 2 weeks. So just keep that in the back of your head. So if something is ending, something else is starting within the next 2 weeks, I keep getting. Whatever is ending, I feel like we have to start with that. I feel like it's been there. It's been ending for a while, but it may be one of those things where until maybe the last, I don't know, couple weeks, month or so, I don't feel like it was really something I wanted to see or did see clearly. I was aware of certain things, but something changed. Hiccups. Whatever it was, the Two of Pentacles, I feel like something happened and like put everything into focus for you. Like, this has been going on the whole time. This has been going on and happening the whole time. And it could be something that's been ending over a series of years, but until recently, you weren't looking at it that way. You were like, oh, maybe this, or oh, that reason, or oh, I guess it wasn't that big a deal. But something happened within the last few weeks to a month that kind of shifted your perspective, and you're like, no, that's bad. That's actually more serious than I thought, and this has been going on the whole time. The World, okay, they're doubling down with that. They're like, yeah, I don't feel like I really cared for it knowing this. It does feel like there's been some grieving in some sort. This energy is leaving. This, I feel like if this is hitting, this definitely bothered you. I don't think you wanted it to. And I feel like it may be one of those things where I don't think about it at all on this day, and then the next day I'm at peace with it. The day after, I'm completely angry about it. Then I'm pretending it didn't really even happen. And I feel like I'm going through a lot of different emotions with this. Overall, that's an energy that's leaving. It may not even be leaving in a very noticeable way. It might be ending quietly. This could be ending quietly if you find that appropriate. In the sense of like maybe somebody told you how they actually feel, but it was very nonchalant. And as time has passed, you realize what they meant and how much that really actually rings true. And it's like maybe they're a part of a group or something, or part of a clique of friends that you're a part of. And you're just slowly but surely kind of putting more distance between you and them, realizing that they don't really care about you. And you're just trying to make it easy. You're just trying to make it something where it's not that big a deal. It does upset you. You're not happy with it. Some days you're even angry about it, is what I keep getting. But you're like, I don't need this issue. I don't need to make this an issue because I don't want it to be one. So I'm just kind of distancing myself from them. You may be very careful about who and when you talk about it. It may be very upsetting to you, and you don't like talking about it with other people. So it may be one of those things where it's just something you have a hard time talking to other people about. That's the energy that's going. So I feel like that situation and the one coming in are completely separate. With this Seven of Wands, it's weird how it's coming in with this reading, but it's kind of saying, whatever the past was, I'm not letting the past blend into the future. And one thing is ending, something else is starting right away. Like, the Death card comes in, there's an ending. The Ace of Wands is kind of like, it's just kind of trying to like highlight that one thing ends, a whole new thing, a lot stronger, that actually fits you better is coming forward. I do feel like something that fits you better is coming in. And some of you might be questioning that, because I feel like some of you might be looking backwards going, I thought that fit me. I thought that was good until some things happened. I really thought that was good. Well, this next one's going to fit better is what I keep getting. Proof will be in the pudding, of course. It doesn't take much for this next situation to happen. The switchover is weird. Whatever, something bothered you. Something, I feel like something kind of broke your heart, hurt your feelings, something. That energy is leaving very begrudgingly. Let me just do the dice on this because I don't like how this feels, but I just want to be sure I'm not being biased. The Emperor upside down and the Ace of Wands like this. When they see that you don't need them, whoever this is, whatever's leaving, I feel like they don't like that you have options. I don't like when something new comes in for you, the thing that was leaving, if that was a person or whatever it was, I do feel like is going to try to hold on to you, not because they like you, but just because they don't want you to have options. They want you to be stuck. It's weird. Let them have their own journey. Let it go. Don't make room for that. You don't have to make it obvious, but don't make room for that, whatever that is. Because for some reason you might. I don't know why. You would probably know why, obviously. But don't make room for that energy. Something here, it doesn't want to let you go because when it realizes you have options, it seems to be bothered by that. Even though it doesn't really want you around. That's weird. I don't know what to say about that. This is not their reading. We're not going to go too deep into that. That is what that is. The possibility here is just to let it disappear. Let it quietly just disappear. Enjoy the new success you have coming in. Don't let the pain of the past hold you back if you can help it. Big fan of Paul McKenna, How to Mend Your Broken Heart. It's geared towards romantic relationships. You can use it for any type you want. I've used it for business relationships and everything. If you're having a hard time letting go of that, I highly recommend trying that book by Paul McKenna. He's a British author. Because they're saying whatever you're going into, due to how you've been treated, you might be a little gun-shy going into it and holding back and a little like, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to give people a reason not to like me, blah, 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 blah. Due to how the last situation ended, there could be some baggage, some fallout. This isn't the best way for you to go into the next situation. If you can free up your energy, a better way for you to go in is just to like enjoy it in the moment. Whatever shows up that day, go for it. If there's nothing that day that really interests you, okay, then sit that one out. That's this energy with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady, wins the race. Let me feel it out. Let me wait. I don't want to offend anybody. Let's see what really fits. This energy is more like, hey, this is good. Let's do this. Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. That looks cool. I'll do that. You want me for that? Well, what else is there? Step back. Enjoy it. Let your natural energy come forward. It's better if you don't dim your light. Due to the last situation, you might be a little bumped and bruised, and you might have that, like, I don't really want to get kicked down the stairs again. Maybe I'll be careful energy, which does make sense, but that's not going to help you going into this next one. This next situation needs to know the real you, the real flavor of you, so it can invest in who you actually are, not who you feel like you're supposed to be, if that makes a difference. I know it's going to be different for all of you, but take it with a grain of salt. The next situation, this card matches Gemini energy. It can be Aquarius. It doesn't have to be. It's definitely a card that respects and loves the way Gemini works. There's a lot of possibilities. They love the possibilities that you show up. You see things that they don't. You give them stuff to think about. You give them stuff to talk about. You're very intellectual. It's something they love. Your real flavor needs to come forward for this to link in. If your real flavor comes in, this can be a great thing. This is one of those things where sometimes you're in the middle of it, sometimes you're on the outside, but you're usually knowing about it both ways. If your real flavor comes in, you can be very happy with this next segment, and it can be a real good thing. It's going to be a lot more difficult, and it may not work. It may not work if your actual flavor doesn't come in. And the only reason your actual flavor wouldn't come in is because there's damage from the last situation that caused a lot of problems. Let me just be fair. If Gemini takes this action, goes this direction, and goes slow and steady, you know, I'm just going to be careful going into this. What type of outcome does Gemini get if they go that direction? You still win. I get Judgment is still in your favor, but I got the Ace of Fire, which is down here like this, which is telling me instead of winning $50,000, I could win $5,000. Still win. Would you rather have $50,000 or $5,000? Which is better for you? So it's like a new car or a couple payments. Still a win. It's up to you. It's clearly you have to decide what you feel is right for this situation. Is there really anything else? I feel like this is really highlighting like something here did you dirty is what I keep getting. I keep looking at this part here. I feel like something or someone did you dirty, and it's causing some emotional ripples, which makes sense. You don't have to do that book thing, obviously, that I said, but find a way to work it out, a therapist, whatever you need to do to sort out those feelings, to process them so it doesn't hold you down. It's realizing that whoever this is, they're the problem, not you. Especially this part where you start having options and all of a sudden they want you again, mostly because you just have an option. And you start, and when you show that you don't need them, that's when they want you. And that's not okay. That's not okay. The only reason they want you is because you don't need them. And then when you do need them, then they're going to try to get rid of you again. Don't make room for that. I keep getting, if that's hitting, think about it objectively. If that's actually happening, don't make room for them. I wouldn't. I'm just saying, you got to do what you think is right. Readings for entertainment purposes only, blah, 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 all that stuff. Okay, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.